co-founders of the festival. And with me are the MIFF team members. Lisa Lu, who's executive producer. Winston Emano, media relations.
Volunteer.
Omen Ortiz, chairman.
Omen,
Omen.
where are you?
Outside. Ebradu Darbe, who's our president. Leo De La Cruz. Leo, can you stand up? Acknowledge yourself. Chief Financial Officer. Celia Bayadi, who's our executive coordinator. And Eric Ilog, marketing coordinator. Ron Ramores, security coordinator. Meriden Angeles, coordinating producer. Maricel Ticar from Manila. Gina Godinez from Manila. And Baby Del Aquino from Manila. Thank you very much for joining us.
Magandang ano ba? Hapon na ba? Magandang hapon na yata. Good evening and happy MIF week. So thank you very much for joining us today. And Winston?
Hi, good afternoon, Paul. Thank you for bearing with us. I know there are cynics here since we have media people that are attending for the first time and are probably unfamiliar with this concept of Filipino time. Now, the cynics among you will suggest we're running a little behind. However, people who know Filipino culture know we're actually ahead of schedule. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. It is very exciting to present once again the Manila International Film Festival here in Hollywood. And through delays and for obvious reasons why, we are here post-Oscars. And we hope, I think we put together a pretty good program for all of Hollywood and hopefully people from beyond Hollywood to enjoy. So,
I think we should introduce you.
yes, absolutely.
We'd love to show you something. For those of us who joined us last year, you know why we are here. It's to promote our Philippine cinema to a broader audience. And we're so happy that you joined us again to show that you join us in this effort. And we want to show you a little something to tell you how we feel about you being back here again. And that we as a community and also a culture exist here before. And a little story. And John Arcia helps us to tell that in this one. So I'm going to cue the video, guys.
As I always believe that we are our nation's storytellers. It's all about coming together and joining hands to be able to come out, globally as a country. It will be a gateway and it will be an opening for the Filipinos, to do more, to inspire lives.
There is so much wealth in Philippine culture. There is so much wealth in Philippine talent. I am glad that they did the MIFF because this opens doors so that a true Filipino cinema can conquer a much wider audience beyond our territories.
There was this film entitled Genghis Khan, which was actually a love affair, quote-unquote, between our filmmakers and Hollywood. It was hailed in the Venice Film Festival. It was remade here in Hollywood, and it was no other than John Wayne who top-billed the films. And I really wish that this Metro Manila International Film Festival would rekindle that love affair for the benefit of both parties.
Pinapakita ko dito ang lakas at ang influence ko ng pelikula para mag-forge ng unity between Filipinos back home and here.
There is no nation as diversified, as historically complex, and at the same time so racially cohesive as the Filipino. And can you imagine the stories we have to tell?
So that is our love letter to you, and we'll ask you to join us, and we'll ask you over and over again every year. So we're so grateful that you came here to join us again. So let's do this and make this town and the world know our stories and share them with the world. And we'll see you all at the Oscars and the Emmys and the Golden Globes over and over again, like we've seen so many of our other countries that we share and enjoy their stories with too. So thank you again, and welcome to the Manila International Film Festival 2025.
Thank you, Lisa.
I think I should know we have an exciting lineup of world premieres, special screenings, and also documentaries. So I think we're excited to bring the first set of our cast and teams. If you could call the Kingdom. And let's call first the producer, Jeffrey Remillo, who was here last year for Gombursa, and he's here to introduce his cast and team.
Hi, magandang hapon po ulit sa inyo. We're very happy that we're here again in LA to celebrate Philippine cinema, and we're very glad that you are all here present today in today's press con. All right, so I wanted to introduce Team Kingdom. First, our best director in last year's MMFF, Mr. Mike Tubiera. Last year's MMFF Best Actor, and in this movie actually played a very pivotal role and a very important role for the Kingdom, Mr. Cedric Kwan. Last year's MIFF Best Actor and one of the two lead stars of this year's The Kingdom, no other than Mr. Piolo Pascual. All right.
So let's come here, guys. So again, thank you very much for joining us in the MIFF. So it's like a repeat of last year, so with the returning actors. Thank you very much for joining us again. And maybe let's start with congratulating Cedric Kwan for getting married just recently. Congratulations. So maybe you can start by telling us your experience about this film. What do you think is special about this film for each one of you? So let's start with the director. Yeah.
Hello, good morning or good afternoon to everyone. The Kingdom is always going to be special for me because I had stopped directing already for 5 years, focused on producing. But when I thought of the idea, I just got so wrapped up and haunted by the idea. I said I have to go back to directing and do it. And I said I would only do it if two specific people said yes. One was Vic Soto, if he would say yes. And I was actually shocked that he would say yes because it was his first full drama film in his whole career. And it was a very hard role to do, so he actually said yes. And then the second requirement is that Piolo Pascual says yes, which was I thought was impossible because I knew his schedule was incredible. And we had been friends for a while, but I've never worked with him, especially on a project this big. So when those two people said yes, I said, oh, okay, I guess I'm out of semi-retirement. So I went back to directing and of course producing the film. And it's a very personal film for me, I think, in my whole career. So I think in that regard, The Kingdom will always be, will always have a special place in my heart. So, okay.
Hello everyone, magandang tanghali po sa inyo lahat. It was short and sweet, the thing I did here, the Kingdom. So, very important na sobrang hands-on lang talaga ni Direct Mike Rivera sa akin when we were shooting the Kingdom. And I think all of us Filipinos, we really strive for something better and we're always dreaming about our country. And I think that's what you're going to see in the Kingdom movie. So, yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be back here in LA, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir. And it's a nice feeling to be back here, especially when you're here to promote something that is about your culture. And this film, as Direct Mike has said, is something really special. You know, as ambitious as projects such as this, it was hard to pass upon because of the intention of the film. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's very ambitious in such a way that we really want to champion our culture, our identity, and if we had an alternative universe or alternative government, this is what it would have been. And it's a nice experience to be a part of something this big, something this grand, something that we can be proud of as Filipinos, and I hope you also feel the same way when you get to watch the film and really push the envelope. I guess that's why we're here. Not just to promote ourselves, but to really promote Philippine cinema. Thank you.
I'm speaking on behalf of my boss, our president, Ms. Jane Basas, and our colleague, Shena Olaso. And of course, our team from APT is also here, Camille Montana and Mr. Jojo O'Connor. And of course, Direct Mike. And APT came to the office and they actually pitched to us not a movie but actually a series in the beginning, and then our group from MQuest just thought that maybe this would actually become a very good movie, as a matter of fact, and that's how things started, and we said this is a perfect movie for our next MMFF entry, and there we produced The Kingdom.
Thank you, guys. I think we can open the floor to questions now for the Q&A. Anyone? Maybe I can start. If you have Jeffrey and Mike, if you can just tell us, because it's really a good premise, you know. Imagine if the Philippines was not colonized. So tell us more about how that idea came about. It's a really nice premise.
At first we wanted to really do something, knowing that it was going to be election year this year. So early last year, we wanted to do something that, not really a political film, but something to remind audiences, remind the Filipino people about their responsibility and the power that they wield with the vote. And the way to do that, I didn't think it would be efficient or effective if you just tell them, okay, be responsible with your vote and all that, because I think everyone says that. So we tried to do the reverse. So let's imagine a version of the Philippines where you don't really have that freedom, where one lineage, one family, one person dictates what kind of life you have, where in society you belong, what the rest of your life will be like. And that kind of social stratification is really embodied by Pio's character, where what if you, just because of how you were born, who you were born into, who your parents are, you automatically are relegated to the bottom of society. You haven't even done anything yet, but you're already there. And then you meet the one who's in the very top of society. So, and I just felt like by seeing that, we are hoping for the Filipino audience to just remind themselves that, hey, in reality, I get to choose my king. I get to vote. Like, and that one vote is very, very powerful. And for us to do this last year, knowing that it's going to be election year this year, it's like we felt a big kind of responsibility. And like, this is the time to do this. Yeah, I know it's going to be risky, it's going to be big, it's going to be expensive, but we felt like a sort of a social responsibility to do this till now. You know?
Thank you very much, Mike. Now we open the floor to Q&A. Anyone in the media with a question? Okay. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Janice from SoCal Filipinos. For Piolo and Cedric, for this movie, when you were approached, what were your thoughts? Was it an immediate, yes, I want to do this? What were your thoughts about the storyline?
Okay. I guess it wasn't really a question if I will go through the project. It's really what will be the project is going to tell to the audience. Because at the end of the day, we are artists and we are storytellers. And it's very important for me that from Gumburza and this year's The Kingdom, it's about inspiring Filipino to have a better government, better life, and at the same time, to be really a loving countrymen to each other. I think that's one thing that I said, that I told myself, I want to do this project so that I could I can inspire my countrymen with my craft. Yeah. Direct Mike and I, as he said, we've been friends for a while and we've been trying to work on a project. So that one call that he made changed everything because I was already booked with my calendar last year. But when he said what it was about, that's what we've explained. And then there's Big Soto. I mean, I'm a big fan growing up, watching all these films. So I said, of course, why not? And just the same, I mean, you always want to do something different. You know, I grew up in this business doing rom-coms. To be able to diversify and go in this business and do other things such as this, there were a lot of requirements. I was also still doing a series back then, but my director asked me to do some physical training for the role, and it took too much actually, and I couldn't drop the script the first time I read it because it's so thick, it's so rich in story, and it's something that, you know, you'd be stupid if you pass up on it.
Next question. I know you guys have a lot of questions. Josh, Oliver, over there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, magandang hapon. This is a question for Mr. Mike Tubiera. What comes into your mind making a drama film this time for Big Soto? Because from the past, he's always in a comedy genre.
I think that was the biggest challenge. I didn't know if he was going to say yes or not. I asked him if he was doing something for the film fest, because the last movie we did together was 2019, so we both kind of stopped at the same time. He focused on, of course, being a dad. He has 2 young daughters. And of course, at Ipulaga, and then for me, I really focused on producing. And so at first, I asked him, do you have any plans for Film Fest? And he said, no. I said, I have an idea. I don't know if you like it. And he said, sure, come on over, let's have dinner. So we had dinner, and I just pitched it to him. And I was waiting for him to say no already. You know, I said, it's gonna be all drama. So the whole thing, like, yeah, no, not even a joke, not even a quip, not even a look, none of his traditional kind of comedic, gestures. And so he was thinking about it. And then I said, and it's really sad. It's a tragic kind of dissolution of a family, of the royal family. So he was just absorbing and absorbing. We were having dinner, and his daughter was with him, kind of listening to us. And then I was waiting for him to just turn me down. I was like, thank you for coming over, and get the hell out of here. I'm not gonna do this film, right? And he just started asking questions. He never actually said yes. You know, he never said, come on, let's do this. He never said that. He suddenly started asking about what would define him being a king, like physically, mentally, psychologically. What was his relationship to his children? Did he have any favorites? He started literally talking like the character already. He started getting really neck deep into the character. And I said, oh, he's saying yes without even saying yes. You know, and that was the first night we talked about it. So for me, the biggest challenge was if he was game to do straight drama. But I think a lot of people forget that in Itbulaga, he does these Lenten specials every year. And then the first Lenten specials were directed by Lino Broca and Ishmael Bernal, and people forgot that. And they were trained and directed by the very best in history, in Philippine history. So I said, yeah, it's time for you to do what you do on the small screen, on the big screen. I have complete faith in him. It was him who didn't have faith in himself yet. So, but when we were talking about it and he got the character down, the way he would walk, the way he would talk, the dialogue, the language in the movie is very different from regular Tagalog or English or anything like that. So when he embodied the character, that's when he started getting confident. So, but that was our biggest challenge. But yeah, but he embraced it wholeheartedly.
We have a last question here.
Yes, hello, Nikki from Arambolo Live. My question is for Cedric and Piolo. What are your hopes and expectations for this year's MIFF after experiencing last year's inaugural event?
Well, of course, for it to expand some more and to have more support, not just from the local community, the Filipino community, but also the international producers. I think that's what we're here for, to really champion Philippine cinema and hopefully have a broader market, experiencing and appreciating our cinema.
I think I'm really happy that we have second edition of MIFF, but also I hope we could really go far from all the regional stories also of the Philippines, because we have a lot of stories in the provinces as well. So that we could strengthen our identity as a Filipino, most especially here in LA. For sure there's a lot of stories na they don't know, and it's very important that we showcase it here. Yeah.
Thank you very much to the cast, director of The Kingdom. So make sure you watch the movie later. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Do you want a group photo?
Yeah.
Can we have a group photo?
We ask Jojo and Camille and Tina to join.
Thank you for having our movie here at the Manila International Film Festival. This film won third Best Picture award last year, and our director also won the Best Director award. One of the actors are one of the actors won the Breakthrough Artist Award for the year. What can I say about this heartwarming film? It's about a young couple, two young people who find themselves, in different timelines. At first, they don't know that they were in different timelines, and then when they suddenly meet and find out that in two different timelines, They fell for each other, but yet it's more than just a love story. It's really more about the family. Having each other, help each other for whatever they think they're lack of in their family. So this is really about a heartwarming story about family.
Christian.
Okay, so Magic Land was, it's a bit of an older film. It's one of the last works produced by Peke Galiaga and Laurie Reyes. So, as you know, they've championed in children's entertainment a lot. So Magic Land is really a movie, fantasy movie that's really geared for children. We really wanted to make something special, close to, similar to Disney, similar to, other Hollywood studios that aim to entertain children. It's won Best Director and Best Film in FAMAS awards that year it came out. And it's won a lot of technical awards in the MMFF as well. I think it's a good time to show it in the world because the time we took 3 years to make it. 2 years in post, building all the dragons, doing all the CG, and then the pandemic hit, and we had to show it in MMFF online. So we lost that cinema experience, and we made the movie especially for the cinema. So I think this is really a good opportunity to premiere here in LA in the cinema, where we really wanted it to be, where sila Direct Peg and Laurie really us envisioned to make a big movie for children in the cinema. So I'm just really thankful to be able to show this to a bigger audience and really get the cinema premiere that we were robbed of during the pandemic. And it's also one of the highest budgeted movies, and we worked on it for 3 years, and multi-awarded. So hopefully you get to see it. It's a special screening, and hopefully you enjoy it. So thank you.
Thank you, Christian and Rochelle. We open the floor now to Q&A. Anyone? Okay. We start with Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh Andrew with PHLV Radio and GMA Network. My question would be for Rochelle. Firstly, I was in Manila, and I watched 8 of the 10 films, and yours was really one of the best, and that's why it won one of the best pictures for that festival. My question is, how frustrating was it for you not to have so many cinemas? Because because I know one film got 200 theaters or 200 screens, and then yours was barely nothing. And it was sad because people like me, I have to go and find where I could watch it. And that's first question about the frustration as a producer, as a filmmaker. And my second question would be, was it a big gamble for you to produce a film with two not really superstars yet, with Francine Diaz as well as Seth Fedalin? Because when all the other films they have the big stars with Ate V and Piolo and all that. So that was really, how was that as a producer and as a filmmaker? Thank you.
Okay, to answer that for your first question. The level of frustration, I would say, yes, I was we were really very frustrated. I'm sharing that not only me as a producer and also with the actors as well. It has been the problem in the Philippine cinema, not only during the festival run. The theaters has really have the say on what movies they want to show. So as a producer, it's really more of a, marketing it well so that make it on the box office. But sadly, even our moviegoers would still rather go with the more popular artists, and then that's really the trend usually. And then it's just sad because it didn't give the chance to have it the legs. As what you said, it's one of the best movies, and I feel the same way when I read the script. Actually, we had the script for more than 3 years. Because of the pandemic, we didn't film the movie. So we kept it because I know it's a really good script. So when we were looking for the right, cast to do the film, I know that they were really not the A-list stars as far as popularity is concerned. But we are more concerned on the chemistry of the two couple, because that's so hard to really get it from two young couple who's just putting their name on the Philippine cinema, making their way towards cinema, because the couple, they are actors, but they are more in the TV series, so their manner of acting is more TV series type, and they were not lead actors. So it's really a risk, but I would say when there's always a risk, there's also good outcome from it. Our director won one of the best directors. Our movie got the award for one of the best film, and the actor won the breakthrough, which is really a good start. Even with us, there's always a gamble. We've been in this industry for the past, I would say, 60 years. My mom established Regal Entertainment Inc. ever since I was still young. It's been ingrown in our family to really have the passion to produce, and because of that experience, we would know what would be a good script, what would be a good, who would be a good actors, without really having so much influence with outside forces. That you really have to get these actors because they're very popular. We're more into the genuine showcasing what's best for the movie. So that's how we are. And as far as the cinema, right now we're really trying to work things out with how it could be, because it's not only me that suffered, it's like the entire year of movie producers will suffer, and it has been this way for such a long time, even decades, even since I was young, it has been really the cinema who chooses which movie we want to show. So hopefully, it's given a chance, kasi as what you said, nawala kagad sila sa mga sinihan, because they would think that a better cinema with higher gross could replace that cinema para for the profit, diba? It's sad to say, they're really for, profit. And that's how it is. And hoping that it'll change.
Next question?
Any other questions?
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Nick Diaz, representing Asian Journal today. So what was the impetus or the inspiration for producing a film that is so different from any other film that we've seen before?
Okay. Well, the inspiration drew from, because when I said earlier that the movie is more than just a love story between two young people, it's really more of a family. You know how we are in the Philippines, we're very family conscious, family first before anything. It's a very deeply rooted Philippine culture. And as itself, the story will inspire a lot of people. And this is really our target, especially for festivals, and because we would get more audience to watch it. And I would say, in itself, the story itself is very inspiring. That's what inspires me.
Next question? Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Edith Andres, representing Weekend Balita and USA Asian Post. And congratulations, having said that this is a multi-awarded movie. What after this screening, and that it's, you know, it's a blessing that's part of this prestigious MIFF, you know, this season. What's your plan in putting it out there, rather than, having this as a multi-awarded, not being seen by and appreciated by the market and the Filipinos? So will this be put into Netflix, Prime Video, or you try to push it in the big screen, whether here or in the Philippines? Will this be also shown in some theaters here in LA?
We already, well, actually, it's going to be shown on Netflix pretty soon, globally. So I'm happy to record that for the audience.
I'll ask a question to Christian. When you mentioned Peke Galiaga over here, it really piqued my curiosity, because Peke is one of our greatest filmmakers in the Philippines. So can you talk about your experience, since this is probably one of, or maybe the last film of Peke Galiaga that he was involved in?
Yeah. I mean, it's an experience of a lifetime, diba? One of the cinema greats have being there beside you as I direct. And this was my first movie, and it was a monster movie in a sense that it had an enormous budget as actors, and yeah, it was just a lot. So having them by my side and yet giving me the freedom to be myself is really an experience that I hold close to my heart, because that's really like a lifetime. Like you never get that ever again, to be able to be mentored by someone like Peke Galiaga. And another thing is really that pushing the as they said, from Batang X to their old movies to Magic Temple to they've really made the effort to really create a cinema for the kids, diba? For the younger audience. So I wanted to continue that. Actually, Magic Land was sort of a sequel to Magic Temple. It's in the same world. So having working with Peke and having all this, and having the pandemic cut our cinema release. Hopefully, he's happy right now, and we're able to show it in a wider audience. Kasi parang na-miss namin. We started 2018, finished it at 2021, and then the pandemic hit. So yeah, but wonderful experience, something I'll hold dear, and something I hope that I can continue, diba, na making these movies, plus showing that us Filipinos can kind of match or go near sa Hollywood, sa visual effects, sa storytelling, there.
Thank you very much. Any other question? If not, we can, okay, go ahead. Yeah, last question.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ansu Ramsey, and I'm from actually the Sansu Show, PHLV Radio. And I just got back from Africa. I'm just kidding. I'm the only different here, Filipino. Well, this question's to both of you, actually. The fact is, I just noticed that a lot of Filipino movies still never make it to Hollywood or being in the American, network or American awards. Why is it we're not qualified, or any of our movies? Is it the quality? Is it because lack of budget? What is the problem? Because we're not crossing the line. Korean, Japanese, all other countries already crossed that boundary. Why is it a Filipino cinema or movies still never make it to Hollywood?
Okay, actually, that's a dream, you know, for any filmmakers in the Philippines to be able to, you know, make it here in Hollywood. We're still learning the process, I guess, of how to make really a story that would be more worldwide, catering to a more worldwide audience. It's not only me actually, so it's a whole team that, you know, together, that we need to learn the process on how to really make it in Hollywood. I'm not just saying with, I'm not only saying it's the script writer's responsibility, you know, as a filmmaker, it takes a whole team to do that. And also getting the right distributor and maybe the right publicist. And I think this is a step forward with the Manila International Film Festival. We'll be able to cross that border. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a you know, lack of support still, both from the audience side and, you know, bringing the product out. But, you know, MIFF is doing a great job in terms of teaching us, in terms of educating us, diba? It's, you don't win the Oscars just right away, diba? It's a campaign. You build up your movies. There's a whole. I think, you know, as Ma'am Risa said, we're starting to learn how to. Diba? It's not all about the script or how strong the movie is. It's building up. It's selling in the movie. It's creating hype. It's winning the festivals leading to the bigger ones, diba? It's, yeah.
The question is, because the one that, the best film that in 2025, it wasn't a popular movie. Everybody was thinking Wicked or the other movies is supposed to win. And Nora wasn't a very popular movie, so why did it win?
Actually, if I could chime in there, I think there was a great article by my friend Marcus Costin in IndieWire about how the Academy voters are finally catching up to movie audiences. I think what you're seeing is a reflection of the Academy expanding its membership internationally. There are actually several Filipino members now, the Academy voting members. So I think that choice reflects the diversity, the newer diversity of the Academy, the voters, which is nothing but good news for our films, like My Future You and Magic Land. So thank you guys for coming. It's a very proactive approach to wanting, but also making your films available for audiences abroad. And you guys being here at MIFF is a major step in that direction. So thank you guys for making the effort to be here and bringing your films.
Thank you very much. So can we have a photo for each one of you?
Together on this whole.
And then Rosie, just on top right here. Yeah.
I see her.
And up top right here.
Stripes pose.
And then Rochelle by herself, and then Rochelle. Yeah.
Here's Marcia. Thank you.
And Christian.
Chris, give it a thumbs up.
Thank you. All right, moving along, folks. We have a special tribute film programmed. And so here to talk about a film 25 years old. So Magic Land isn't old in comparison, it's a toddler. So we want to bring up the co-writer and also the co-lead of the seminal Filipino-American film, The Debut, John Castro and Bernadette Balagtas. So the question is, this film it's a quarter of a century old. Why are we bringing this film
why are
back?
we putting in those terms?
you want me to say 25? Your quarter of a century does sound older. So, for people not familiar with the debut, guys, can you please let our media friends here know what is it about your film, and why is it still resonating with audiences 25 years later?
Well, the debut was one of the first Philippine-American films distributed widely. We distributed it independently throughout the United States. And it was eventually bought by Sony Pictures for distribution, which was amazing because they saw how well we did independently for our small film. And it resonates because, like I said, it's one of the first Filipino-American films we released independently across the United States. And we also included legends from the Philippines. So
Eddie Garcia, Tirso Cruz, Gina Alahar. Tirso and Gina played my parents, and Eddie Garcia, the legend, he played my grandfather. So it was such an honor to be able to act with, you know, like the Meryl Streeps and stuff of the Philippines. So it was a very, very special project for all of us. And the reason I think it resonates is it's a universal story about, you know, family and struggle, about like, you know, traditional and like American values and Filipino values, and how parents and children come together and kind of resolve those issues. And go ahead, John.
Sorry. No, like Bernard was saying, it captured a really crazy time for Fil-Am's, where we were on top of the world in terms of Filipino-American pop culture, and we were able to capture that moment when we shot the film in '97. So 1997, wow. So yeah, and a lot of people were, it resonated a lot of the people who, a lot of the children who grew up watching the film, they're fighting for a sequel to happen. So hopefully that could happen soon with maybe your help. Yeah.
And it should be pointed out too, because Filipinos reluctantly never take the credit, nor are we given the credit. But the debut was a pioneering film in Asian American cinema, because their marketing, their street teaming, their grassroots, everything was basically carbon copied by every single Asian American film here, including Everything Everywhere All at Once, including Better Luck Tomorrow, including Crazy Rich Asians. They followed the roadmap that some crazy Filipino-American kids set. This is prior to social media. So, and there's a reason, right, guys, that people are asking, where's this film? How come it doesn't stream? John, Bernadette, do you want to take a stab at that? I know the answer to that question, but do you guys want to take a stab? Why?
Well, it is streaming, but it's only a la carte on Apple TV, Amazon. It's not streaming on Netflix where you can like, oh, you flip through that and you go, oh, it's playing, we could press play. It's still only available for rent on Amazon and Apple. But it's great though, it's like Sony Distribution still believes in us. They actually renewed our contract right before the pandemic. Still waiting for that residual check. Hopefully it comes. But yeah, Sony believes in it, and it's just weird how it hasn't been able to be available for streaming.
Which means people still buy the DVDs. That's why they were doing it, right?
Yes.
But tonight is when it screens. We have a very, very rare opportunity to see it once again on big screen. So your screening is when again, Bernadette?
It's tonight at 9:15, and maybe you guys, if you guys come, you'll meet some of the other cast members like Dante Bosco and all the other Bosco brothers.
The mini Boscos.
Yes, main Boscos, and Joy Visco, who plays my best friend.
And Gene, the director, will be there tonight too. So everyone here, don't leave. Stay till 9:15. There's a lot of popcorn available and a lot of free food upstairs or drinks.
Do we have any questions from our friends in the media? I can't see. Sorry. Okay, just yell it out, Pete. I'll repeat it.
So, John, I still remember back in the day when you guys were doing that, from all the different
Peter, can you start again?
Sorry, Pete.
Front row features, Pacific Rim Video, Peter Gonzaga, also GMA. John, Bernadette, I still remember back in the day when the film was just out there and just the whole grassroots part of just getting it out there. What do you think resonates today with all the younger Fil-Ams to watch the film and realize to be proud of it?
What resonates? Yeah. I think there's a generation now, people are in high school, younger kids, they didn't know how cool we were in the 90s. Because a lot of their culture is based on social media now, TikTok, and just being a general influencer, not specifically Filipino. They want to appeal to everyone, where as Fil-Ams, growing up that time, we were doing it for ourselves to put Filipinos on the map. Now kids today, they don't have that feeling anymore. They just want to put themselves on the map, just me. It's not about community anymore. So I think if they do watch this film, I think they'll get that idea, and maybe they'll create more content that's very Fil-Am, Filipino specific, which explores our community, which celebrates our community, and not just like doing something stupid like, some street prank or something, I don't know.
I think the movie still resonates with the generation that watched it when it was first released, and now I still get DMs of people like, oh, it's our tradition, we watch it on Thanksgiving with our kids, and to kind of show them it's the first all Filipino cast that I've seen on film and on the big screen. So seeing that, I think, shows people that it's possible. And I still get kids that are in their 20s that are, or like influencers now that said, Bernadette, when I saw you on the screen, I was like, hey, I can do that. So I feel like it just generates more possibilities for everyone to be like, you know what, this is what, if they could do it, so can we. And that's what I'm hoping, more movies, more opportunities for us, especially with this platform, the Manila International Film Festival.
Yes. Oh yeah, thank you for...
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and thank you for celebrating our
Are there any other questions or perhaps comments about John's neon green socks?
I should have worn
Yes.
worse.
Over there. Raise your hand, please, and we'll get you a mic. Thank you, ma'am.
So blinding.
Hi, it's me, Sensei. Actually, why not bring back the movies in the 50s, like Elizabeth Ramsey's movies? I'm her daughter, that's why I'm just gonna...
I should ask you that question.
I mean, I love my mother. So this is just, just to throw back to you guys, because I know you want to go back to 25, so why not go back to the 50s? Because I realized that my mom done a lot of movies, but no one ever recreated her movies, like Princesa Naranja. And it was a beautiful movie, and it was an awarded movie, so I just don't understand it.
That's something I can't answer.
Well, this is a film festival filled with filmmakers, so I'm sure that idea to do perhaps a remake even might resonate with some interested parties. So thank you. Any further questions, comments? All right, thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, John.
Oh, well. Thank you. Very good side.
And once again, that is the debut screening this evening, actually in this theater at 9:15 this evening. For any media that are here with a media badge, your media badge can be exchanged for admittance to any screening. So we invite you to stay and watch the bevy of films we have screening today and throughout the festival.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, John.
Don't leave. Thanks to Night 15.
Thank you, John.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, continuing on with the film festival, we have, I'd like to bring up somebody who, it's not an exaggeration to say may have the most anticipated nonfiction film in the history of the Philippines. She is the director of Eraserheads Combo on the Run. Please welcome Maria Diane Ventura.
And it's also my pleasure to also call. It's a good musical pairing because the one that I'm going to introduce is Song of the Fireflies, and we are very honored. This is our first world premiere for MIFF, and we will bring up Victor Harry Hartman, who's the head of communications and PR of Song of the Fireflies, and we're very proud to have Song of the Fireflies as a world premiere.
So, if I don't mind, first question then again to Diane. So Diane, we're screening tonight a work in progress. Does that presuppose then that the film is still being completed as we speak?
We literally just completed the film last night.
Oh,
so we're doing
congratulations.
Dolby Atmos at the studio here. It's actually just 5 minutes away from here. It's the same sound stage where they did the Beyonce documentary and like the Taylor Swift. So I wanted to, because it's the Eraserheads music, and I wanted it to, the output to be in its optimum. So we did it here, and we just finished, photo finished for tonight's screening and also for, in preparation for the Philippine screening.
Wonderful, wonderful, thank you. This follow-up question to that is, Eraserheads music is generation spanning, genre expanding. What do you see as the ideal, actually here, what do you see as the ideal audience for this film, which is releasing only in theaters, I understand? But also, how do you market this film to an audience who didn't grow up with their music?
Oh, tough question. Very good. Well, obviously their legacy is a given. So the music that has reached, like, you know, that has transcended generations and, or even like their fans will definitely want to watch this because it's a comprehensive look into their legacy and their music and everything. But I think more than that, their fascinating story, intriguing personalities, and also the revelation in their, you know, humanity. So this film is about growth and redemption, and like they were basically this film, like they opened up and revealed who they really are. Like they allowed themselves to be vulnerable enough to reveal their truth. And I think growth and redemption is something that resonates with every one of us. Like we're obviously all human, so I think anyone that has, you know, been through difficulties, have had like relationship issues, communication issues, inability to express, and like I think this could be something that's interesting for them because yeah, it was.
Awesome, thank you.
And for Victor Harry, in case you are not familiar with the story of Song of the Fireflies, it's based on the true story of the Lubog Children's Choir, a choir in a small town in the Philippines, and they rose to worldwide prominence by joining choir festivals. So they're bringing that story to the screen. So Victor this is also the first acting opportunity for Morissette, who is one of the most popular singers now in the Philippines. So can you talk about that?
Yes, that's true. So, hi everyone, my name is Harry Hartman, for Song of the Fireflies. So, Morissette is our lead actress for the movie, and we were very thrilled that we're the only musical film in the festival aside from the docu-film of Eraserheads. And I'm very, very excited to watch that. I'm a big fan of the band and all their stories. So, moving back to Song of the Fireflies, it's going to be a big break for Morissette entering into the acting realm because that's a new arena for her. But at the same time, this is a fan fact that not everyone knows. Some of the Fireflies has been shot. Yours is what? How many years in the making?
2 years.
2
Oh,
years.
2 years, but
The
of
film.
course with their
Yeah.
history,
So you
like
started
almost 30 years.
2022.
2022.
Some of the Fireflies was shot and was ready for airing pre-pandemic. And then we had to shoot a few more clips during the pandemic because we needed to cure the movie. They needed. I wasn't part of the picture yet. And then pandemic subsided. Basically, it went on shelf. Luckily, Tita Ruben Napales, and Tita Janet were one of the few people who viewed it for the first time, and we all gave a unanimous comment and a constructive criticism towards the film that it needed to be cured, it needed to have these elements because basically what we saw initially was just made for TV screens or YouTube, something like that. And with the dedication of the team, all the producers, Mr. Lester Legaspi, the creators of Larawan, an award-winning film back in the Philippines, and it also made its run in several countries. We're now here in MIFF, so thank you to the Manila International Film Fest for giving us the platform to showcase and to have no less a world premiere, a Hollywood premiere for this movie. And we are very happy to announce that the theatrical release of the movie will start in April in the Philippines. So this has been a very, very good push, and we're very, very grateful for that. Yes.
Before we open the floor to the Q&A, let me mention too that Rachel Alejandro also stars in the movie.
Yeah, of course. Rachel Alejandro, along with Comia and Crystal Brimmer.
And as a result of all the things they did,
also.
I think Song of the Fireflies is world class now, really world class. So
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
So we open the floor to.
Let me ask one more question. One more question, actually. One more. So, congratulations, Harry, on that announcement. So it's going to theaters.
It's going to theaters, and well, it's world class. It's world class.
Fantastic.
Already. Having had the nod from all the board members, from you guys, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So,
thank you very much.
To that point, and again, I think, this is the thing about bringing films and bringing audiences to watch films still in theaters. So Dan, I know earlier you referenced that you went through the trouble of going through a whole Dolby Atmos edit. And so, obviously, you don't do a Dolby Atmos edit so you could watch it at home. You wanted this in theaters. Can you talk to us about that process? And it's only releasing in theaters, correct?
Yes. It's going to be released nationwide in theaters March 21 to 23. We did decide to do the Dolby Atmos because we wanted to basically bring the people back to the cinemas. In fact, one of the ideas from the band members themselves, in order to sort of align with this objective, was to come up with a lottery performance. So basically, it would be released in more than 200 cinemas, I believe, and it's the first widely released documentary in the Philippines, music documentary. So they were thinking of choosing via lottery one cinema where the band would perform. So that's unprecedented as well. So a lot of people wouldn't know where exactly they would be performing at. So that would drive, we were thinking that could also drive everyone back to the cinemas, knowing that could be an experience they could share.
Just for the record, we're not eligible, right, this theater?
Oh, they're currently in Australia. They really wanted to be here as well, and they're very grateful, and they wanted to send their thank you for having us here. So the band says hello to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So-
thank you for having me.
Okay, Harry, so does that mean a surprise concert for Lubog Children's Choir, one of your screenings in April?
Not from the Block Children's Choir, but we can expect performances from Morissette herself, the girl who played Miss Alma Toledo. So the story basically of Song of the Fireflies is inspired by the Block Children's Choir, founded by Miss Alma Toledo, lady native from Bohol Island in the Philippines, and she's a public school teacher, and all she had was, dreams and aspiration and just the belief that we can make it. And now the Block Children's Choir just recently toured the US. They just got back to the Philippines, so they won't make it, but Morissette will give us a good performance. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nympha Rowena with Inquirer.net. This is a question for Diane. What do you think made it the most anticipated film in the Philippines, right? And worldwide. Is it because they're, of course, they're music icons?
Yeah.
What are the other ingredients?
I think apart from that enduring legacy and that how they inspired like a very diverse sort of audience, I think apart from that, these guys are notorious for being aloof, detached, distant, and they're known to deflect serious questions with their humor. This is the first time they've ever sat down to really talk about what really happened. So most of the things that we hear about them are conjecture or speculations, like there's practically a mythology about them precisely because of this aloofness, like this mysterious element to them. And so I think the fact that this film covers that side of them that's never been seen by people, or that's never had any, that we were never able to access in the past. I think that's something that's exciting people, that the myths will be busted, or all these speculations will finally be cleared by the band themselves. So this is them reclaiming their narrative. So I guess, these juggernauts of the industry, the music industry, coming to terms with a difficult past and being able to say that being able to reveal that is something that's very special. I think, even I want to, even I'm interested. yeah.
And you mentioned that you wrapped up editing last night.
Yes.
And you mentioned that it was in the same production. It was in the same studio as where Beyonce. What was it again?
We're working with Jason Abel, so basically he's the same sound engineer, and also they did it at 424 Studios, it's where they did the soundtrack for Dune, I think, and he's a very good engineer, and I wanted to give justice not only to the story of the band but also to their music, and so I wanted their music to be heard in its best quality, and I think they deserve that sort of presentation of their music in Dolby Atmos, which is also the first Filipino documentary that will be screened in Atmos.
Okay,
Thank you.
Do you have a question?
My question is for Diane. Firstly, thank you for bringing the reunion concert, because I know for a fact that maybe it's a myth that they will never have the reunion concert, but your production did that, and then successfully the Philippines and as well as in different parts of the world. Now, my question to you is, how were you able to convince them not only to put together the concert reunion, and likewise doing the behind the scene and this movie? Was it difficult?
By force. No. Difficult is an understatement. It was an odyssey and a grueling process, much like this film. But I think it was all worth it. I think they had such a great history and connection in the past. They knew each other from when they were younger. So I think you know, you can't really turn your back on such, you know, such huge history. So I guess there was something in them that might have, where there was probably something in them that wanted to revisit it as well, and the connection. And coming from a place of, you know, a lot of years have already passed. They're at a stage in their life where they're more mature, and there's wisdom. I think they wanted to sort of revisit that with a different perspective and mindset. And I think it was really a wonderful and beautiful thing to see, at least even for me, while I was making this film. It was really a cathartic process, just watching them go through that catharsis themselves. Yeah, thank you.
I'll ask Victor, Harry, and the last question. We've seen some of the Fireflies, and guys, you should watch it. It's a very entertaining film, but at the same time, why do you think it's an important film for the Philippine culture and heritage?
Well, the Song of the Fireflies in itself will show you the beauty of Bohol, and I think that in itself is a good drive for our tourism. So we're really pushing not just for a local release of the film, because we've shown it to several foreign audiences during our private screenings in the Philippines, and we've gotten, like, you know, heartfelt and very, very sincere admiration for the film and how beautiful it is. So we did not, like, majority of the film is in Bisaya, so we had to put subtitles. We did not technicolor when it comes to the language of the film. So we wanted to showcase really the culture and heritage, and I guess it's very refreshing just to watch a movie that's feel good and based on a true story and based on a true essence of what being a Filipino is, tenacious, and we will always strive given any circumstances. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, Song of the Fireflies and Eraserheads combo on the run. If we could have the two of you to please pose for a picture. Just a reminder to everybody here in attendance, Eraserheads combo on the run screens today. It's actually the first screening kicking off MIFF 3:30 at this theater. And for our media friends, your badge gets you in.
And then Diane by herself. Yeah, Diane by herself. And then Victor, Harry. Diane up top.
Okay, thank you.
Day 2 to day 3, and finally the last day it'll tell you the times and tell you who should be showing up, and then you can take photos on the red carpet or see them on the red carpet afterwards. And then just the other extras that we have going on all the way up to the last day. So have a look at that. And also where you can get your passes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I think that, there you go. See it up there.
And we should point out, in addition to bringing you such great cinema, MIFF, one of the hallmarks of MIFF since its inception, has been to include dialogue between creatives and filmmakers, and we want to very quickly plug a few of those panels this year. The first panel starts tomorrow, actually, 1 p.m. at the Lowe's. It's actually 2 panels, we split it. So it's actors meeting actors, so it'll be Filipino-American actors from the Screen Actors Guild in conversation, in dialogue with their counterparts from Manila. So a good number of the folks here visiting us will be part of that panel. Should make for some very interesting conversation. If last year's panel has anything to do with it, The conversation will be no less than entertaining and fiery.
There's a little bit of a glimpse of what they're gonna look like and who's on them, right?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. And then after that, following that, immediately, will be, if there's anyone who ever wanted to know about breaking into the industry, Filipino-American talent agents. Yes, they exist. Filipino-American talent managers. Filipino-American casting directors. We'll give out all the industry secrets. So if you know of anyone who's a working actor and needs to hear this, have come tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then the other panel is a continuum of something we started back in November 2023, right guys? Which is how to season your film. But this time around, it's a speed dating. So if there's any filmmakers out there, budding filmmakers, that want to know how to market your film, that want to know about distribution, you're going to hear it from people who actually work in the industry. You have 7 minutes with each person. You could go around. It's a speed dating format. So invite anyone who comes to hear, you know, the perspective from your fellow kababayans in the industry. That is Thursday. I forgot the time. What's the time on that one? 1 o'clock as well, again at the Lowe's. And again, it's free for anyone who wants to come, but they will fill up. All right, so Ben, Janet?
Yeah, I'd like to invite everyone again to watch all the movies and support Filipino films. And be sure also to RSVP to me if you want to attend the gala. And also we have a champagne toast to celebrate the opening of the Manila International Film Festival, 2nd edition. Thank you very much for coming.
One last thing, you want to get a little glimpse of that party? I don't know if there's any more tickets left, but at least you'll get to see what it's going to look like. So, bring that video. So, to end with a little fun, right? So, thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you very much. Don't forget that your media badge allows you to enter the screening. So please stay for the screenings. Thank you very much.
Mga kababayan, good evening everyone. It's so lovely to welcome you to the Manila International Film Festival.
Good job.
Say hi to you guys. He's still the best smelling guy here. Actually, that's going to be he's the best smelling person here. You should say, oh, good on. Oh my God. So weird. They should be further back. What kind of gummies? You know what?
Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I remember.
Gagawin natin viral. At least na yan. May pangalan.
But work in progress. We can't call it a premiere
Figure out a way. It's the full film, so yeah, you guys are the first to see it.
All right, guys, so we are live still right now, right here at the Manila International Film Festival. And we're switching to this camera right now, and we have here Josh Anduit. Let's put you on here. And come on. Don't worry. So he's hosting us here in Hollywood. This is the Hollywood guy. Come on over here. There you go. All right.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So say hello, Josh Anduit, mga kabayan.
Hello,
Alam mo ba with Josh Anduit?
Yes, and dear Kuya Josh.
Right. So it was a great day today.
Yes, it's the first day, and it's a press conference for all the media, and it was all the whoever is here, and it was a meet and greet technically of all the cast and directors and the filmmakers, and they talk about their film and why we should watch it. And you guys, I'm telling you, if you could watch any of these films, come down here, because I've seen 8 of them, and it's great movie making.
All right, I'm gonna be here for the Eraserheads at 3:30.
Yes,
right
for
here.
sure. Yes, for sure. That is one of those that I'm looking for.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay,
We're live. Yeah,
we're live.
Yeah, here we go. Come on, join us. Yeah.
And this is, of course, Lisa Liu. The beautiful Lisa Manibog and Liu.
Congratulations once again. For our Las Vegas audience, what can you tell the Las Vegas people? Let them come over here.
I'm a gold. Hear me?
I remember you.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. Because we were saying that we're live actually in Las Vegas right now. Yeah. We are going to be here for the Eraserheads at 3:30. So, Las Vegas people, tell them to come over here.
Las Vegas, if you have time, we're screening at 3:30 p.m.
Fly over
Come
here.
over if you want to be the first to see this special screening of the Eraserheads Combo on the Run. Otherwise, fly to the Philippines on March 21. It's going to be screening there nationwide. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. We're going to be there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
I'll be
we'll cut
here.
it off right now. Live
Will you watch it?
no. Los Angeles, California, from Hollywood. This is Kuya Yo right here at PHLV Radio.
Well, when I saw
Kuya
your
Josh
name
as well.
anybody could do it.
It's you with me right here. TCL Theatre.
You
All
also
right.
did
So
it.
we'll see what's going on. And
Yeah, I couldn't see you,
back
but if
in
I had
Las
to be like,
Vegas.
hello.